The world of Hollywood has always thrived on spectacle, surprise, and sensational appearances. And few events embody that glitz and glamour quite like the Met Gala, the annual fashion fundraiser that transforms New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art into a runway of haute couture, celebrity alliances, and iconic pop culture moments. But in 2025, amid all the flashing cameras, intricate gowns, and whispered conversations, one appearance dominated the night's conversation: the arrival of Leonardo DiCaprio alongside Italian supermodel Vittoria Ceretti. It wasn't just any red carpet stroll. For the famously private DiCaprio, known as much for his environmental activism and cinematic excellence as for his elusive personal life, this marked a rare public confirmation of a relationship that had long been whispered about in tabloids and social media threads. Walking arm in arm with Ceretti, DiCaprio broke a pattern that had endured for decades, attending high-profile events solo, or at least keeping romance in the shadows. Leonardo DiCaprio has always been a figure of intrigue. From his early days as a child actor in Growing Pains to global stardom with Titanic, he has captivated audiences not just with his performances, but with the aura he maintains, a blend of mystery, charm, and calculated privacy. Over the years, he's dated a string of high-profile women, most of them models, all of them stunning, but rarely, if ever, did he make it a point to appear with them at industry events that made his 2025 Met Gala appearance even more headline-grabbing. This wasn't just a fashion statement, it was a relationship statement. Vittoria Ceretti, on the other hand, has carved a formidable place for herself in the modeling world. Hailing from Brescia, Italy, she has graced the covers of Vogue, walked for every major fashion house from Chanel to Dior, and represented a new generation of international beauty and elegance. While the modeling industry is no stranger to celebrity crossover, her pairing with DiCaprio raised both admiration and speculation. What was it about her that made the famously guarded DiCaprio decide to step into the most public of spotlights with her at his side? Their chemistry on the red carpet was undeniable. Dressed in complimentary couture, DiCaprio in a sleek, black tuxedo with subtle embellishments, and Ceretti in a custom gown that shimmered under the flashes of dozens of cameras, the couple radiated a quiet confidence. They didn't speak to the press directly. There was no dramatic hand-holding or over-the-top display, but it didn't need that. The very act of arriving together was a declaration. In Hollywood, where relationships are often fleeting and orchestrated for publicity, DiCaprio and Ceretti's relationship had seemed different from the outset. Reports of their courtship began to emerge months prior, with sightings in Paris, Milan, and even at environmental summits DiCaprio frequently attends. At first, many dismissed the rumors as typical celebrity speculation. But insiders noted a shift. DiCaprio wasn't just dating someone new. He was investing time, presence, and, perhaps most significantly, his public image into this new partnership. That's not to say their relationship was without controversy. DiCaprio, now 50, had long been criticized for dating women significantly younger. Ceretti, in her late 20s, continued that pattern, and the age gap became a topic across online forums, late-night jokes, and feminist discourse. But there was also a notable difference this time. Ceretti wasn't an up-and-coming model just finding her place in the industry. She was already established, independent, and accomplished. Her presence felt less like another name in DiCaprio's dating history and more like a contemporary stepping into the spotlight with him. The Met Gala, themed heavenly machines, fashion, and the future, was already expected to be a futuristic celebration of aesthetics and tech. But the pairing of DiCaprio and Ceretti added an entirely different kind of star power to the night, one that blended old Hollywood allure with modern romantic intrigue. As they posed at the top of the Met's legendary stairs, flashbulbs popping in frantic rhythm, you could sense the shift. DiCaprio wasn't just attending, he was sharing the moment. Behind the scenes, stylists, PR teams, and event organizers whispered excitedly. Their arrival had not been officially announced, and many were unsure whether DiCaprio would attend at all. His previous appearances at the gala had been sporadic and often uneventful. But this year, Insiders noted that his team coordinated directly with Vogue and the Met Gala's planning committee to ensure the timing, arrival, and media coverage of his moment with Ceretti would have maximum impact. This wasn't a coincidence, this was a calculated move. What prompted the shift in strategy? Some suggest it's part of DiCaprio's evolving public image. As he moves into the later stages of his acting career and deepens his work in philanthropy and climate change advocacy, aligning with someone like Ceretti, who is vocal about sustainability and fashion, and her Italian heritage approach to natural living fits a broader narrative. It humanizes him, it reintroduces him to younger audiences, it also gives him a partner whose interests align with his in a way that transcends red carpets. Ceretti's influence, too, is significant. She is known for more than just beauty. Her voice on topics like mental health, cultural representation in fashion, and ethical modeling practices has earned her a distinct reputation. In many ways, she represents a generation of models who aren't content to just be seen. They want to be heard. That spirit, paired with DiCaprio's long-standing commitment to activism, makes their partnership more than just a tabloid curiosity. Fans took to social media almost instantly. Memes, TikToks, and Instagram Reels flooded platforms, dissecting everything from the way they walked together to the way DiCaprio looked at Ceretti while she adjusted her dress. Hashtags like #LeoVittoria and #MetGala couple goals began trending globally. Analysts tracked the buzz, noting that their appearance drove more digital impressions than any other celebrity moment at the event, even surpassing the much-anticipated fashion debuts of new designers. Of course, not all reactions were positive. Critics questioned whether this was just another celebrity stunt, a brief moment of orchestrated romance in a business that often commodifies personal lives for attention. But others argued the opposite, that DiCaprio, so famously private, would only make such a move if it truly meant something. The absence of an accompanying press statement, no follow-up interviews, and no overt social media posts reinforced that sense of authenticity. This was about presence, not performance. Those close to the couple described their relationship as grounded, surprisingly normal considering their profiles. They enjoy quiet dinners in Malibu, trips to European art galleries, and time away from cameras. Ceretti, fluent in multiple languages, reportedly shares DiCaprio's love of history and global culture. Together, they've been seen attending climate panels and visiting museums, not just fashion shows or film premieres. The Met Gala, then, wasn't a debut so much as a confirmation, a moment that told the world this is real, and in an industry where nothing seems to last, that subtle declaration can make all the difference. DiCaprio's friends in the industry, from Martin Scorsese to Kate Winslet, have expressed admiration for his newfound openness. Privately, some have said that they haven't seen him this at ease in years. She challenges him. One insider reportedly said she doesn't need him, and he likes that. That balance, the sense of mutual respect and independence, is what many believe sets this relationship apart. As awards season approaches, speculation continues about whether Ceretti will join DiCaprio at future events, the Oscars, the Golden Globes, and beyond. There's talk that DiCaprio may even mention her in a speech, something he has notoriously avoided in past relationships. But even if they maintain the low-key approach, the precedent has been set. The Met Gala moment can't be undone, and it will likely be remembered as the night Leonardo DiCaprio decided to step forward not as a solitary icon, but as one half of a modern-day power couple. In the weeks following the Met Gala, Ceretti's profile saw a measurable uptick. Brand endorsements, magazine features, and digital campaigns all came calling. Yet, she remained focused on projects that reflected her values: ethical fashion lines, mental health campaigns, and environmental initiatives. She gave a rare interview to Italian Vogue, in which she declined to speak directly about DiCaprio, but hinted at a deep connection with someone who understands the pressure of fame and the value of privacy. For DiCaprio, the Met Gala moment may have also marked a turning point in how he navigates celebrity. For decades, he played the game of media evasion, ducking paparazzi, avoiding social media, and rarely commenting on personal affairs. But times have changed. The public now demands transparency, even from the most legendary stars. And perhaps DiCaprio has learned that a little vulnerability, like walking the red carpet with someone you care about, can go a long way. The fashion world predictably ate it up. Designers clamored to get Ceretti in their upcoming campaigns, eager to tap into the magic of what many were calling the Leo effect. Photographers noted the classic dynamic they brought to shoots: his timeless masculinity and her contemporary elegance. Together, they bridged eras, brought together two legacies, one of film, the other of fashion, and reminded the world why we still care about celebrity moments. Yet beneath the glamour, there was something else. A quiet rebellion. DiCaprio, in embracing this partnership so publicly, defied the stereotype that had long haunted him: the bachelor unwilling to commit, the man chasing youth. Ceretti, by standing confidently next to him, broke through the narrative that models exist in someone's shadow. Instead, they met in the middle, equals in fame, equals in intent, equals in their choice to walk together. As Hollywood continues to evolve, with new faces rising and old rules breaking, there's something refreshing about watching a story unfold that doesn't rely on scandal, drama, or manipulation. Sometimes the biggest shock is sincerity. And for one night at the Met Gala, that sincerity was on full display.